an injury and outrage, and when night darkens the street, then wander forth the sons of Belial, flown with insolence and wine. Witness the streets of Sodom, and that night in Gibeah, when the hospitable door exposed a matron to avoid worse rape. These were the prime in order and in might. The rest were long to tell, though far renowned. The Ionian gods of Javan's issue held, gods yet confessed later than heaven and earth their boasted parents. Titan, heaven's firstborn with his enormous brood, and birthright seized by younger Saturn. He from mightier Jove his own and Rhea's son, like measure found, so Jove usurping, reigned. These first in Crete and Ida known, thence on the snowy top of cold Olympus, ruled the middle air, their highest heaven, or on the Delphian cliff, or in Dodonia, and through all the bounds of Doric land, or who with Saturn old fled over Adria to the Hesperian fields, or o'er the Celtic roamed the utmost isles. All these and more came flocking, but with looks downcast and damp, yet such wherein appeared obscure some glimpse of joy, to have found their chief not in despair, to have found themselves not lost in loss itself, which on his countenance cast like doubtful hue. But he his wonted pride soon recollecting, with high words that bore semblance of worth, not substance, gently raised their fainting courage and dispelled their fears. Then straight commands that at the warlike sound of trumpets loud and clarions be upreared, his mighty standard. That proud honor claimed Azazel as his right, a cherub tall, who forthwith from the glittering staff unfurled the imperial ensign, which full high advanced, shone like a meteor streaming to the wind, with gems and golden luster rich emblazed, seraphic arms and trophies, all the while sonorous metal blowing martial sounds, at which the universal host upsent a shout that tore hell's concave and beyond, frighted the reign of chaos and old night. All in a moment through the gloom were seen 10,000 banners rise into the air with orient colors waving. With them rose a forest huge of spears, and thronging helms appeared and serried shields in thick array of depth immeasurable. Anon they move in perfect phalanx to the Dorian mood. Of flutes and soft recorders, such as raised to height of noblest temper heroes old, arming to battle, and instead of rage, deliberate valor breathed, firm and unmoved with dread of death, to flight or foul retreat, nor wanting power to mitigate and swage with solemn touches. Troubled thoughts and chaste anguish and doubt and fear and sorrow and pain, from mortal or immortal minds, thus they breathing united force with fixed thought, moved on in silence to soft pipes that charmed their painful steps, o'er the burnt soil. And now, advanced in view, they stand a horrid front, of dreadful length and dazzling arms, in guise of warriors old, with ordered spear and shield, awaiting what command their mighty chief had to impose. He through the armed files darts his experienced eye, and soon traverse the whole battalion views. Their order due, their visages and stature as of gods, their number last he sums, and now his heart distends with pride, and hardening in his strength glories. For never since created man met such embodied force as named with these could merit more than that small infantry warred on by cranes. Though all the giant brood of Phaedra with the heroic race were joined that fought at Thebes and Ilium, on each side mixed with auxiliar gods, and what resounds in fable of or romance of Uther's sons begirt with British and Armoric knights, and all who since, baptized or infidel, jousted in Aspermont or Montalban, Damasco or Morocco or Trebizond, or whom Bisartus sent from Afric shore, when Charlemagne with all his peerage fell by Fontarabia. Thus far these beyond compare of mortal prowess, yet observed their great commander. He above the rest, in shape and gesture proudly eminent, stood like a tower. His form had yet not lost all her original brightness, nor appeared less than archangel ruined, and the excess of glory obscured, as when the sun, new risen, looks through the horizontal misty air, shorn of his beams. or from behind the moon, in dim eclipse, disastrous twilight sheds on half the nations, and with fear of change perplexes monarchs. Darkened so, yet shone above them all the archangel, but his face deep scars of thunder had entrenched, and care sat on his faded cheek, but under brows of dauntless courage and considerate pride, waiting revenge. Cruel his eye, but cast signs of remorse and passion, to behold the fellows of his crime, the followers rather, far other once beheld in bliss, condemned, for ever now to have their lot in pain.